going to back that up a little bit and just talk about health insurance in general, whether it be Medicare, Medicaid, private health insurance, some type of Medicare Advantage plan, which is a company that is providing your coverage in lieu of Medicare. All of them have some form of what's called subrogation and or reimbursement rights. So money they spend for your medical care as a result of the injuries you sustained in this incident, they're looking to get their money back. Either they want it reimbursed to them from you, or they have the right of subrogation, which gives them the right to go after the at-fault party and get their money back. Medicare, which is governed by federal law, and Medicaid, which is governed by state law, both have statutory rights that give them the right to get their money back by reimbursement from you, or the right to go after the at-fault party. They have the right by their laws to not only come after you, but if somebody else had that money and didn't pay it to them, they can go after them as well, which would be an insurance company or the lawyer. Okay. So when Medicare is involved or Medicaid's involved, the insurance company, the ultimate responsible party paying, the at-fault party's insurance company, and the lawyers are all going to make sure that Medicare and or Medicaid are paid back. Here's what I think sets us apart. I may know what Medicare has paid to cover bills. We generally figure that out. Medicare has spent X number of dollars to cover the treatment for these services for the injury. Medicare, however, will not accept my word for it. They do their own analysis. Well, their analysis is often wrong, because if you're on Medicare, you probably have other things going on. So you may have COPD, okay? Well, COPD, your breathing issues have nothing to do with the broken leg that you had in a collision. But Medicare's answer is to say, okay, the date of the crash was what date? And they take all bills from that date forward and say this is related to the crash and we want our money back. So oftentimes, because the money's not coming out of the attorney's pocket, I think a lot of law firms that just do the mass marketing stuff, they get a number from Medicare, they just pay it back. We, on the other hand, will go through a process with Medicare. You can appeal that and say, wait a minute, they had a broken leg. So only the bills related to the broken leg are bills that you're entitled to get reimbursed on. All these other bills for the sleep study, the congestive heart failure, the COPD, whatever issues that are going on in other comorbidity issues, those bills are not related, so you're not entitled to the money back for those. So a lot of times we can whittle down Medicare's number or Medicaid's number. There's another aspect of Medicare that's interesting, because Medicare, if you have some type of significant permanent injury that's going to require future medical care, you have to take that into consideration. So Medicare not only wants money back that they have spent up to this point, if they're going to be spending money into the future to care for you because of the injuries you sustained in the collision, that has to be addressed as well. Why Willis and Rizzi? You know, if you're going to a mass marketing firm that's taking in, you know, cases like McDonald's, they're lined up in queue and just coming down the assembly line, all they're worried about is getting your case done and taking their fee and moving your case out the door and putting the next one in place. And so sometimes it's not so much how much money can I get you, it's how much money can I save you. Because a lot of times we're dealing with situations where there's a limited amount of insurance coverage, okay? state of Ohio has, increased their limits to $25,000. Well, $25,000 doesn't cover a whole lot if you've got any type of significant injury. You could end up with nothing time the attorneys take a fee and Medicare gets paid. An advertising firm might just move that right on down the line, where we're going to go back to Medicare and say, wait a minute, let's take care of your injured party here first and take them into account. And sometimes we can get, we'll call it a hardship discount, because there's not enough insurance coverage to cover the bills and make the person whole. And that's often an argument that we have is the person being made whole? In other words, are they being fully and fairly compensated for their injuries? That used to be the paramount position in this line of work back when I first started practicing. But legislation and rules have changed that allow the insurance companies and the government to stand in front of all of that and demand and want their money back. And your being fully compensated becomes a forgotten issue or of little interest.